Hello, hello. Today I'm gonna show my color grading process, okay? This is not gonna be a tutorial, this is gonna be more like a showcase slash archive, because I'm gonna forget how I do it in the future. And in case anyone is curious on how I make my stuff. So without much more to say, I'm going to drag my clips, okay? They're Apple log. They're the highest quality, I forgot what it was. I'm gonna drag them to my timeline. Okay, as you can see here, my canvas is 4:3 aspect ratio. So what I like to do is go here, fill, go here, fill. Okay, and now I have all of my stuff here. I'm also going to drag my audio. Okay, here it is. As you can see, it matches. Okay, you can either drag it visually or you can right click. Well, there was an option to align it, but I cannot find it. Well, you can align it visually. Okay, as you can see, this stuff aligns with this. And then I also have to align the first clip. Fuck, I should have opened. Okay, I'm gonna redo this. Okay, I'm back here. So, firstly, I'm going to copy my usual color grading. Over here. Okay, as you can see, it's not quite perfect yet. I'm going to remove this and remove this. And yeah, I'm trying to make it visible. Okay, first, well, I'm going to explain what the nodes are. This is my main node where all the coloring happens, and these two nodes are for faking depth of field. Okay, as you can see, well, I don't think you can see it here, but like the blur that shows in the background, well, it's fine. So I'm going to go here, and this is my actual canvas where I work with. I'm going to start by removing all of the nodes that change how the video looks, and I'm going to I have my color space transform from Apple log to Rec 709, and then I have my color chart that I aligned with the one in the canvas. And I go to color match, and I like to set it to 6500K. Then I click match, and as you can see, it fixed a lot of the coloring. As you can see here. And I'm going to turn back the notes that I had from earlier. And I'll slowly explain what they are. This one is for the white balancing, okay? I like for my footage to be more on the cold side. As you can see, if I remove it, in this case, I'm gonna leave it like this because I think it looks really good. But if for example, in summer, if the footage is way too warm, I'll turn this on, and with this, and with a standard illuminant, you can... Dude, what the fuck? Okay, I cannot use the arrow keys. You can adjust this, okay? D50 is super warm, I mean super cold. D60 is slightly less. D75 is less than less. I don't fully remember how this one works because I set it up a long time ago. But yeah, I like to use this more than actual primaries. But yeah, in this case, I'm gonna just disable it. This is for my highlights, okay? Turn off my highlights. I think they look good as of now. This is nothing important. And here's my contrast, okay? I like to do about 1.030 or I mean 1.03 or 1.05, okay? Depending on the footage. This case, I think 1.03 looks pretty good. And I have my highlights also turned down a bit, okay? As you can see, if I turn it to 0, there's a bit of the white that I don't remember how it was called, but it goes past detail. So yeah, as you can see the difference. I mean, it's a slight touch, but it's kind of noticeable. I also have flare, okay, I don't use this as much. As you can see, it's more like a subtle detail. I don't use this as much. I also have halation. This is the native plugin. I haven't been using this as much either. I'm not sure if I have this set up correctly, but I mean it's halation. You know how it goes, I assume. Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to the Hanser's actual halation, like the Hanser, the plugin. I also have bleach bypass. It removes some of the saturation and gives it more contrast. It's not really well made. Okay, it's like a mix of different effects. I don't use this normally either. I also have a glow. Okay, it adds some subtle glow. Yeah, it's really subtle. I like that for my film emulation. Yes, you can see if I turn it down, I'm in heaven. But yeah, no thank you. I have blur. Okay, this is also for film emulation. It's pretty much just blurs it. Okay. It removes the sharpness / detail. As you can see, yeah, it's not really for this type of footage. For saturation, yeah, it's on 1.23. I like my Apple log footage. I like to saturate it a bit because it's pretty dead if I don't. As you can see, okay, here. As you can see, I mean it's subtle, but it gives it more life. This is a blank note. I don't know what's doing here. As you can see, this is quite messy, but that's fine. Have sharpness, okay. This gives it more of a sharp, I guess. It's made in this tab. I like to pair this with blur. I mean, I overdid this, but yeah. It's kinda subtle, but I like to do that for film emulation. This is for the reds, I think. kind. I'm not too sure what this was about. Yeah, for the skin colors, I like mine to be slightly saturated. Like I'm fine with that. Well, in fact, I'm going to. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Not too orange, but not too. Fuck. But not too boring either. Okay, one of an eighth. I don't fully remember why this is the name, but it gives it more of a glow. It's like this glow, but more general. I turn it off as well. And then we have the color space transform. Okay, as I said earlier, Red 2020 is the input color space for Apple footage, then Apple log, and then 705, 705. And for tone mapping, I like to use DaVinci because I tune the saturation myself. And I also have an Arrilut. Okay, as you can see, it's more in the. It has different colors. Like I don't want to mess my current footage, but yeah, as you can see, it's slightly different. I would have to touch up some things like saturation. If I turn it down, as you can see, it's different from there to this. But yeah, I like my footage for the keywords to be more realistic. What else? Yeah, this is the color chart. I went over it earlier. Chroma. Okay, this is a subtle detail that I like to use. It's for the borders. As you can see, I mean it's barely visible, but you can see these cyan and red distortions. Okay, if I remove it, that's gone. It's only on the corners. If I zoom in on the actual keyboard itself, it's nowhere to be found. As you can see, in the borders, it's a small touch, but I really like it. I also have grain. I would like to use grain, as you can see here. Well, it's not going to be visible on YouTube, and that's the main reason as to why I don't use grain, even though I love grain. But it messes up with the quality unless you're watching on 4K, and I know a lot of people aren't watching on 4K. If you're watching on 180p, it just blurs the footage and makes it lose quality. So I don't do it. This more halation, okay. I'm not sure why this is here. This I think a different halation. I'm not too sure. I haven't used it in a while. And this is another color. Okay, I would disable this one and enable this one. Again, the contrast is fucked up because it's not made as of now for that one. But yeah, a map. Oh yeah, I also have like a slight blur alongside the chroma. I'm not sure how to show it. Okay, maybe like this. Yeah, as you can see on the edges, there's a slight blur. I use it because it makes it look less like iPhone footage and more like, I don't know, I guess professional to call it in a way. But yeah, the chroma and this slight blur are my favorite touch-ups. And I think this is for the reds again. Yeah, this is for the reds. The saturation that I do earlier, it maxes up the reds a lot. So if the keyboard is red, I just like to turn it down a bit. Okay, so that would be the color grading. In this case, the footage is quite good default, so I don't really have to do much. I'm going to copy it to the other one as well. Okay, see, in this one, I changed the ISO, so I'm gonna have to modify the contrast. Okay. Yeah, I think just turning down the highlights, it fixes it. I think this is nice by default, yeah. If we compare it, yeah, I think that's nice. I'm also going to, well, no, I was actually going to move the blur, but I like it to not be perfect. Okay. I could showcase the other blur that I do here. It may lag my computer, but that's fine. Okay, I have this mask here that I'm going to move so that it only applies to my shoulder. Yeah. Well, let me see. Def map preview. I should see it either here, yeah. And then I can just tweak this. Well, actually, I'm going to no, I'm not going to remove it. Never mind. I'm going to adjust it so that only the actual shoulder picks up the blur. Okay. Near limit. I just like to play with this stuff roughly. Okay, yeah, this is the shoulder. If I remove the depth map preview, now it should be blurred. As you can see, it looks pretty sharp. And for that, I go here, softness. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of hard to fix because it's fully artificial. Softness to max. It's pretty laggy as well. Okay, no, I don't think it's this. Yeah, no. Perhaps it's this. Nope, that's not either. Blur, perhaps. I mean, I'm not really sure if I want to have this. Yeah, I mean, that looks better. I mean, if I remove the big ass window. Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a difference. This is how it looks right now, and if I remove this, well, I don't think much changes. It's not the best example for it, but if you go to my channel, I have a brief comparison. It's a video with the thumbnail that has a CRT monitor on the left. You can see the effect pretty well there. Okay, so now let's cut the parts that are for the sound test. Okay, as you can see in the sound wave. To remove this. I'm not sure why it's glitched. Okay, I'm going to save it, load it back again. Okay, here it is. Nice. I'm going to play the footage. Well, actually, I need to delete the iPhone mic. I think I'm going to use this part to move this away. I could delete it. In fact, I'm going to delete it. I also have this close-up. This other close-up. And the main. Okay, this is, I'm actually adjusting the distance of the mic. Okay, I'm not just doing some bullshit. So I'm going to delete the fill footage. Shit. Okay, that was not it. I'm going to check. I mean, this is slightly. No, I think that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine as well. I think I'm going to adjust it slightly to zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. I don't know how to call it. That's nice. I think this looks nice as well. Okay, so I want this to be the first shot. This to be the last shot before the main sound test. Close up and like that. Okay, I don't think I like the close-ups to be as long. I'm going to make them 5 seconds each. Okay, they're now together. I'm going to make the long ones about 10 seconds. Yeah, I don't like where it starts. Let me. Okay. That's nice. Perfect. Okay, this is where I finish. Where I do the modifiers. Okay. the showcase part, I like to do another subtle detail. That it's an L cut. Okay, I'm not sure how it's called, to be fair. But I hope I'm able to show it. Okay, yeah. I like for the afterwards clip to start its audio slightly earlier. As you can see, you can hear the actual keycaps slash switches before the clip actually happens. It's a really subtle detail, but I like to do it like that. And then I just like to do a fade out of about 1 second. Yeah, okay. Let me double check. I'm going to turn down the saturation just slightly of the hands. From 08 to 07. Yeah, and it looks much closer, in my opinion, to the actual. Yeah, and in this one as well. So here, and from 107 to roughly 107. I think I said 107 both times, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think unless I move this slightly more up, like, I mean, it's messing with me a bit that the mic is not fully vertical, but it happens. Then I would just take my intro, okay, take my intro, copy it, put it at the start. If you're watching this, there's a small Easter egg on my microkeeps intros. If you analyze the waveform, you can actually see my logo. Okay, so that's a small Easter egg that I've been doing for, I think, about a year. And yeah, I have to actually edit the pics I took, which is not done yet. But let's suppose that it's done. I just select here, mark in, mark out, and let's go to my render settings. Okay, if it wants to load. Okay, my render settings are the following. These last few videos I've decided to render in DNxHR. Again, I don't fully remember why, but I did the research when I was digging into it, and the compression in YouTube, it's better than H264 and H269 and a few others. Okay, and I mean, these are the best settings that I ended up with. I would name it, I'll note here, pins, audio. I think this is, ironically enough, I'm not sure if this is the best that it should be. I mean, it's ironic because this is pretty much ASMR. And yeah, these are my settings. If you wanna copy them, I'm not gonna go in depth. So I would click render all, and it would actually render. So yeah, I hope you actually enjoyed, I'm not sure if I will leave my color grading in the description. Okay, maybe not. As you can see, it's pretty messy. You can probably build this a cleaner node graph in 20 minutes. Okay, I showed the most important parts, like as you can see, gain is set up in here. For the exposition, I have it set up on color space, my actual color space, and gamma to Apolog, because it makes the saturation, I mean the exposition, work as if you were tweaking it in the camera itself instead of as an actual editor. I'm not sure how to explain it, but if you end up, well, this actually looks slightly better. Oh. Yeah, if you do the research, you can find out why. And yeah, for my contrast, I use this pivot and highlights. So yeah, this is not the most complex color graph ever, color grading ever. It's what works for me, what I found out it's the best for my footage, and what I've been using and tweaking for the last few years. So if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I'm not really active in this channel, so don't expect me to answer quickly. Maybe I do. Maybe I log in and you've commented a few hours ago, but don't expect that to be the case. But I will try to answer you, because I know how hard it can be to find all of this stuff by yourself. This is all something I built up myself throughout time, and yeah. So this is microc slash wincules slash microkeeps, however you wanna call me, and peace.